Welcome back, everybody. This lesson, we're going to talk about the use of GeoGebra and how to create your spreadsheet. So I've gone into GeoGebra, and it's geogebra.org. If anybody needs to download it, free download. So my first column A, I've put my destinations, city center, port, and Bethlehem, as well as the distance in kilometers as given on our worksheet. City center is 17K, port 24, and Bethlehem 45. Now thinking back to Fred's taxi and the charge that Fred's used, we know that Fred's taxi here, their cost was equal to 0.50 times the distance, okay, the distance in kilometers, plus that $5 fixed cost. So what we're going to do is, in this cell, the city center, 17K, Fred's taxi, we are going to put in that formula to describe that charge. So, in that C2, I'm going to put equals, telling GeoGebra what this cell is going to be equal to, and that will be 0.50, which is the cost per kilometer. Now to make a multiplication symbol with GeoGebra, you push Shift 8. And that will bring up the asterisk, which GeoGebra recognizes is multiplication. What are we going to be timesing that by? We're timesing that by this number in cell B2. That 17 is B2. So I just type in B2. And that'll tell GeoGebra what cell to times the 0.50 by, and then we will plus 5 and hit equals. So that tells us for Fred's taxi, the city center, it'll be $13.50. Now we want GeoGebra to do that same calculation with the 24 and the 45. So I put my cell, instead of being down there in C3, I move the cursor back up to C2, and in the bottom right hand corner, when I put the arrow there, it turns into that plus symbol. So now, while it's there, left click and drag down, and now GeoGebra just did the same thing for port and Bethlehem, giving us the $17 to port and $27.50 to Bethlehem. So go ahead and hit pause right now and see if you can do the same thing for P&G Taxi. All right, so hit pause and try to figure out P&G's charge. Okay, so now we're back. We're going to try to see if you got the P&G Taxi charge. So P&G Taxi, this one will be equal to, so I hit equals. Now P&G's kilometer charge was 0.65. Shift 8 to give times, timesing again by B2. Now what are we going to add? We're not going to add 5. P&G's taxi, they were charging $2 for their fixed cost. So $13.05. To get it to do the rest, move it back up to that $13.05. Left click, drag down. There we can see our costs of $17.60 and $31.25. And for flat rate, theirs is just $25 regardless of the distance. And then what I'm going to do is make these all centered. I like my numbers to be centered in the cell so you can see what I'm doing there. Click on the letter, go up there and center them all. So they're all 25 for flat rate. So click and drag, and there's my 25. Now what's good about this is I'm going to use this data in order to plot the graph. Okay, so now you've got this all done. Either print it out or write it down, but we're going to use that now moving forward to make our graph.